My parents falsely accused my brother of being a creep, and it's really affecting him. This is going to be the only update. It's long. So I've been asked to update the situation. Many of you guys suggested that I let my brother live with me, but I had to take him back to our parents' house this morning. The last update I gave was when my brother was allowed to spend the week at my house. That was last Sunday. We spent the first day, Monday, just talking at my house. He spent most of the time in his room. At first, he wasn't responding back. It was going nowhere quickly. So I ended the conversation by telling him our parents were wrong and that he is not weird. I didn't say it exactly like this, but I hope you get the point. He just had a stone face and we stopped talking. Tuesday, he still didn't really come out of his room. I offered to go to McDonald's and he came out to eat at the table. We just talked about random things. He wasn't really interested in the conversation until we started talking about my Xbox. We eventually started talking about Madden and he bragged about how good he is at the game. We finished eating and he went back to his room. On Wednesday, I bought Madden. I don't usually play sports games. I prefer games like Cuphead or cartoon animated games. I asked if he wanted to play and he agreed. I know this is serious, but Madden absolutely sucks. The game started cheating as soon as we began. The first thing my player did was fumble the ball. He was killing me at it. He actually laughed a couple of times and he seemed to be enjoying himself. We spent a good portion of the day just playing. Thursday was pretty much the same as Wednesday, but he was talking more. I was going to go to the movies, but COVID is still a thing. We eventually settled on watching Netflix. He spent half the day in his room, but he is coming out more. On Friday, I decided to try talking to him about the situation again. I told him I would talk to our parents to get them to understand why he was hurt by it. I also took the advice of seeing if he wanted to talk to a professional. He asked me not to bring it up. He said it was just better if nobody mentioned it again. I was a little shocked, but there wasn't much I could do. We then decided to go to a walking trail. At first, he didn't want to go, but I convinced him. We just spent more time talking. This also made me realize that I should talk to my siblings more often. He seemed happier. Saturday or yesterday was mostly us just talking again. We decided instead of Madden to just play random games I had. I don't have a lot, but I think he had a good time. When it was dinner time, he got kind of quiet again. I asked him what was wrong. He said he wasn't ready to go back home yet. I didn't know what to say. I asked if he wanted me to talk to our parents to see what we could do. He just said no again. I basically told him he could come to my house anytime he wanted to. That leads us to today. He's back at his house. I was going to talk to our parents, but I assumed he has a reason for not wanting me to. I know people said something about getting him a therapist, but he said no to the idea. I did call my sister to see how she's doing. She said she tried to apologize to our brother, but he ignored her. I don't know what's happening with that, but one thing at a time. And that's pretty much how the week went. Overall, he seemed much happier than he was last week. I texted him, and he wants to come back over sometime next week. This part has nothing to do with my brother, but it's about me. You don't have to read it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm only 23, still trying to get my life together. I'm a firefighter, so I'm just glad we get a lot of vacation time, or else I would have had to work. I know people think that if you're a firefighter, you should know what to do. And why did I ask what the signs of depression are? I was never trained on how to deal with somebody actively showing signs of depression. I was trained to help someone who is in the process of trying to commit suicide. That training wasn't that good. It was basically, try to talk them down and do whatever you can to get them to a hospital. I've yet to use this training. This is why I was panicking when everything was happening. People were telling me he could commit suicide. I know I should have kept a cool head, but it just felt different because it was family. They tell you not to panic, but I'm only human. I've been a firefighter for about 2 years now. Anyway, something else I wanted to say. I'm going to try to be there for both my brother and sister, but I made mistakes too. Somebody brought up the point of when I found out what happened. What was my reaction? I'm ashamed to admit it, but I didn't have one. I thought he was going to get over it and everything would be all right. I only started caring when I realized he wasn't acting like his normal self. That's when I realized the impact of what they said and how wrong this all really is. So, to the person who brought up this point, thank you. This showed me that no matter how great my actions look in front of strangers, the truth is I had a similar mindset as my parents. I don't think he's weird, but I guess my time spent around them made me desensitized to the things they say. I don't know. I'm going to work to change that because it's not right. So, to everybody, thank you for the advice you've given. I see the mistake I made, and I'm 100% behind changing myself and supporting my brother. To sum it up, I spent time with my brother. He seemed much happier and he's now back at his house. I also realized I messed up by not reacting much when I first found out what happened. I'm going to work on myself while also spending more time with my siblings.